Did you ever dream of having a near-death experience after being attacked at sea, only to be rescued by a dragon turtle, which then carries you on its back towards a underwater city? It wants you to go into that city and destroy a magical artifact that protects that city from that dragon turtle. If the answer to that question is yes, EveronGames has you covered, completely for free. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Tarask and today I want to talk about Tides of Terror, ready to play at any level and more importantly, completely for free. This is my second video on the thing that EveronGames is doing. Last month they sent me an email asking me if I wanted to do a video on their monthly free drop thing that they're doing. It's something that I've never seen done in the way exactly that they're doing it, so I checked it out, I liked it, and I decided to take it on and decided to share this with you because they are releasing free adventures that you can grab for yourself, and there is of course a paid tier for if you want to spend a little more and get a little more, and they're dropping those, and the first one I really liked, and this one is again really special, really cool. It's the same kind of thing in the way it is written and in the way the story has a beginning, a middle, and an end, but the way you flow through that is really open. It feels like really sandboxy, and they do it in a really special way. I want to talk about that. I also talked about that in my previous video, Slayer Masquerade. So first, quickly, how do you get this thing? So this is, like I said, this is a sponsored video. Now, if you browse my channel, you can see that I really shy away from subscription services, especially like subscription services that send you physical stuff to your doorstep, because 90% of the time, I feel like it's a bunch of stuff. Some of it you use and other stuff ends up on your shelf like it does for me. So I don't talk about subscription services. Even the ones that send me emails asking me for sponsored videos, 90% of the time I say no. For this one, it is truly free. Now, there is a little catch for what you need to do to get it completely for free, but it's completely legit. Last video, a few people in my comment section said it was a scam. I talked to EveronGames. EveronGames went to the comment section to clear things out, and for all I know, unless you can prove it to me, please do, but for all I know, this is not a scam. This might seem a little bit too good to be true, but that is because you need to sign up for their newsletter, which is completely for free. You sign up with your name and your email address, and then you get, look, this is me, they posted my video on their website, and then you get a full adventure over 4 emails. So a month has 4 weeks. And you get an email with part 1, you get an email next week with part 2, part 3, and part 4. And in the last email, there's even like a link for like the entire thing. And once you do that 4 times, you get the entire adventure, right? If you open the newsletter 4 times, you get the entire adventure, which is, it's not a scam, it is just good marketing, and it's just the way they're doing it, right? Now, don't worry if you're only joining in like the 2nd or the 3rd week of a month, you will just get like all of the previous releases from that month in your inbox as well, so that works really pretty good in that sense. Now, there's also a pay tier, which is a $2.99 a month premium tier, so it's only $3, right, a month. Like, there's a lot of people who have like their Patreon, they support Patreon stuff to get free stuff, and they're paying a heck of a lot more than $3 or $5 or $10. Sometimes people are spend $50, so $3 isn't a lot. What you get that same adventure, but you get it in the beginning of the month. First email, bam, you get the entire thing, of course, but you also get like the battle maps for print and digital use, like the premium tier, 20% discount on physical miniatures. They're always creating miniatures for these adventures, and you get a 20% discount on those physical miniatures. You get other stuff like custom monster stat blocks, encounter generator table, a few other things that you get for that $2.99. Now, judging from this thing, Tides of Terror, and the one before it, I just said what it was. What was the title again? What was the title? Slayer Masquerade. It's worth $3 a month. It's more than worth it only for the battle maps alone. So without further ado, Let's take a look at it. Tides of Terror, the PDF, 48 pages thick. I am Mr. Trosk, so I of course have the entire thing. It is ready to play at any level, which is great. It is free for you, which is great. And it has big ass, really cool dragon turtle on the cover. So in the introduction section of this video, I've already talked about what the synopsis is of this adventure. And I won't go too much deeper into it because I want you to discover it for yourself. I've read most of this, so I know a lot more. But I just want to point out that it exists and what you can expect from it if you decide to sign up for it and download it, right? So, just to summarize again, you get attacked at sea, you almost die, and you wake up on the back of a dragon turtle, which is underwater. Suddenly, you can breathe underwater, so there is a spell cast on you by this thing. There's a spell thingy cast on you, which makes you breathe underwater, but it also makes you that the bad guy of this campaign or of this adventure kind of knows where you are at all times, and if you go away from them, you die. So it's kind of like a curse, right? It's a curse. You can breathe underwater, which is a good thing, but also you are now bound to this bad guy, which is the bad thing. There is a city underwater, and this dragon turtle basically, I'm murdering the plot. I'm keeping it much simpler than it is, but basically the dragon turtle wants to raid that city. Now the city is kind of stuck and at the same time also protected by a vortex kind of thing, so the dragon turtle cannot raid the city. And that is because there is this magical item, this artifact inside the city that does that thing. So the dragon turtle wants you to go inside that city because you can, probably because you're smaller or whatever, and destroy that artifact. That is the basic premise of the adventure, and that is really cool. But also, the reason why I love these adventures most is they're great adventures. They're well written, well designed, all of that stuff. But that's also the reason why I liked the other one, which was called the what was it? The Murder. It's kind of like, I completely forgot the title. The other one, I like the other one because the way it is built. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you can flow through the adventure the way you want. It's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure type thing. So we have an introduction. And what I really like about this page is they always start off with the synopsis, really synopsy, an objective, really straight to the point objective, location, where are you, important sites, and they're just in bold. There's the Pearl Citadel, the wreck market, bam, it's a sunken cavern filled with shipwrecks where desperate merchants and traders barter for supplies. So you as a game master can always come back to this page and be like, okay, what was that location I needed to go, and what was that location about, and just read a few words, bam, you know where to go. There's two main factions in this. They kind of summarize that right here. There's key NPCs in here. They summarize who they are and their place in the adventure right here. This is a really important page that a lot of adventurers still forget to put in there. They still forget to put a page in there with all of the important stuff, bam, 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 bam. For people who have read the entire thing, but just need that little bit of information to keep the thing going, right? That's a really important part of it. Now, this is not a full review of the adventure, again. Not full review, but just pointing out that it exists. And it, again, just like the previous one, it again is using the checkpoint system. That's what I'm calling it, right? Use the checkpoints to navigate your players through the adventure. We've outlined potential paths, but as we all know, players often choose the most unexpected outcomes. No worries, adapt and guide them to the next checkpoint using their own choices. If you see a link, which is a red little bit of text, follow it for a full event description, which includes a link back to your starting point. And this is the cool thing about it. It kind of reminds me of this old school choose your own adventure solo thingies where you were sitting in a bus all the towards your travel destination. You had this book and you just choose your own path by making decisions. This really reminds me of that. And that's cool, but this is for a party, right? So expanded content, they also talk about sometimes in the adventure, again, they say task difficulty, they just say very easy, medium, hard. They keep it open so you can play most things on a It doesn't really matter on what tier you're playing it, right? So there's 4 checkpoints, sorry, 5 checkpoints here. Mark my curse, so that's where they get cursed. The Pearl of the Deep, Before the Heist, Heart of the Abyss, and Currents of Change. So these are the checkpoints that the players must go to, and wherever you find yourself in a checkpoint, as long as the characters don't do the thing that brings them to checkpoint 5 or a thing that brings us to checkpoint 5, you just go back to like the main, like the checkpoint, right? You could go back to the save point, almost like a video game, and until they do all the things they need to do in order to go to progress to the next checkpoint, they can choose whatever order they want to do it, and it kind of feels like they are shipping their own path through a set story, like almost an open world video game. And I really like the design of that, and there is more work that crawls into that than you might think, because it all needs to like be linked with each other and all that stuff. So all you do is mark my curse. So the PCs are attacked by a sea serpent and marked by the Dave Jazili's curse. And then part 2, after being, so you click that and you get like the thing, right? Here it is. Wait, what was it? Where is it? Did that not work? Mark my curse. Spiraling down. Oh, sorry. Serpent's Greetings. That's what we need. Serpent's Greetings. So right here, you get it's checkpoint 1, location open sea, time of day, description. They kind of talk to you about like the environment and what's going on. And it's just like a simple, very simple encounter. You get like it's a medium strength, athletics or dexterity check to avoid being thrown overboard. That kind of stuff. There's this combat at sea, right? Combat encounters. Use the encounter generator table for hard difficulty confrontation. Suggestion: Sea Serpent would best fit this encounter. So you get a suggestion, but you can adjust it for your party or whatever for your liking, and then you go return to checkpoint. The second thing that happens is the merfolk mayday. So they wake up on top of this dragon turtle, and then in the end, she blah 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 blah. In the end, return to checkpoint. But there's also, at least in the other book, there were I know I saw a few that like where like right here they can make decisions, and that brings you to another part of like that brings you to another part, and that's where the choose your own adventure type thing comes in, right? So there's this entire thing, and then if the PCs agree to the event, then you go to divide and conquer. But otherwise, event Tide's turn. So if the PCs agree, they agree, bam, you go to do divide and conquer. You read this part and you do the divide and conquer thing, right? After that, only after that, you go to Tide's turn. And you skip through this book like one of those old school choose your own adventure thingies. And I really, 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 really like that. On top of that, so you get the adventure, the kind of choose your own path adventure. Like the party chooses its own path adventure, where you as a game master just need to point out like the places where they are, and you just need to read like small bits of text and be like, let's play that part. And then what do you guys do? Oh, you go there. Okay, that's this part. Boom, 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 boom. And you just go from checkpoint to checkpoint to checkpoint to checkpoint. Then, of course, all of the magic items are in here. There's new spells in here, like Drowning Tide, which is a 4th level necromancy spell. You invoke the power of dark waters. Summoning cursed spectral waves that engulf your enemies. Choose up to 2 creatures within range. The creature must make a Constitution saving throw as the cursed water clings to them. Yeah. Failed save underwater, the target is dragged downward, reducing its swimming speed to 0 for the duration. The target also takes 3d8 necrotic damage at the start of each of its turns. There are some mini games in here for in the city. There's more adventure hooks for you to EPC adventure hooks, faction adventure hooks, culture adventure hooks, monster adventure hooks. There's more information on the factions, and there is all of the stat blocks of the NPCs and the monsters they encounter or might encounter, because you can really choose for yourself what they encounter, are in here. For example, this is an NPC That's also on the back of the dragon turtle. When the characters wake up on the back of that dragon turtle, this NPC is also there, which I think is a really cool artwork for a medium humanoid Kenku. It's a parrot Kenku, which is really cool, right? So there's some merfolk in here. Yeah, all kinds of weird stuff. Aberration, an aboleth. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Ancient sea serpents, all of these stat blocks are also in here. The only issue that I have, and this is a big one for me, it's always been a big one for me. Ever since I played D&D, it should be turtle dragon, not dragon turtle. Because it is a gargantuan dragon. It's not a gargantuan turtle, it is a gargantuan dragon. So it is a turtle dragon, because it is a dragon that looks like and resembles a turtle. So it's a turtle dragon. It's the same thing as a whale shark. A whale shark is not a whale. A whale shark is a shark. So the name that it is, so its descriptor is in the front, but the thing it actually is in the back, right? It's a shark that looks like a whale, so it's a whale shark. If it was a whale that looked like a shark, it would be a shark whale. So in that logic, this should be a turtle dragon. Always felt that. I'm of course exaggerating. I'm of course making a point of something that I don't need to make a point of, but that is just the way I feel about that. If you're interested in this, make sure to click the link in the description below and see if you like for yourself. Download the parts separately or pay $2.99 to completely download for yourself. If you do that, you also get the extra maps. You also get the 20% discount on miniatures. You get some other freebies and other stuff tossed in there. So the $2.99 tier, to my opinion, is really well worth it. And until next video, bye-bye. Have I said that this is a sponsored video, by the way? It's sponsored by EveronGames to show you that this is a thing. Did I already say it? I don't know if I already said that.